episode 4 of The Bro Show. 3?
3.
Oh, my God.
I think the first 2 were like 1.5 each.
I can't believe we're at 3. I thought we were at 4 because we're having such a good time. It's just going so fast.
I'm ready to blow the doors off of this one.
I hear you, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Greg T. That's Jamie. Welcome to episode 3 of The Bro Show. Jamie, what's going on, man?
We have 2 of my dearest friends.
Yes.
Rob Giuliani, founder of Playa Bowls. We have Devon Levesque, founder of Promix. I'm so excited for this episode. This was one of the episodes. Obviously, we had Frankie Edgar, Kurt Pellegrino, which was huge.
Oh my
I
God.
brought my boys in. You know, we had Troy and Alex on the real estate side of things.
Terrific.
And
And
now,
what knowledge they dropped on us, right? We
Yeah.
learned a lot from that one.
oh, we did. That was a great episode. But I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to this episode all week. These are 2 pretty remarkable people that have done incredible things in their own sense that we're going to hear a lot about. Rob started Playa Bowls out of a cart in front of a broken down gym in Belmar and
The
turned it.
story is just amazing, really.
Yeah.
For him to be standing outside right there on Ocean Avenue and legitimately selling food out of a cart
Yeah.
and then turn what that became into Playa Bowls,
Right.
bro,
Yeah.
unreal.
I was there for it all, and he's one of my best friends.
Yes.
So I'm so proud of him, and I love telling people he's my friend.
That's great.
And so Devon bear crawled the marathon. He summited Mount Everest.
Holy.
And he has a very successful supplement company, and he also has like a farm business, so Sweet Honey Farm. So
Right.
he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Promix Nutrition.
Yeah, Promix,
Yeah.
Sweet Honey Farm. I thought, what better combination than these 2? You know, we're always hanging out at the farm or playing
Right.
golf, and some of the conversations we have are just unique, creative, very interesting things, like just abstract matter that you just don't get on and ultimately that was the entire point of this show. Was, you know, when growing up, I had I don't know, I was never diagnosed with a learning disability, but I never did well in school, and my dad would always teach me things through stories.
Mm-hmm.
So what better way to share knowledge and insight and just showcase some really incredible minds here, like today is a episode I'm really looking forward to. So I can't wait to get them on.
I think, you know, what I'm getting so far is, all the guests that we've had, they've all done it on their own. They've all literally just built the company from the ground up, no matter what they were. Even the first 2 that were fighters, you know, those guys, same thing. Like, you know, Frankie and Kurt, they literally just built themselves up and trained and learned. And then even last week, you know, everybody that we're talking about is just, you know, gutting it out, just like yourself.
Like attracts like. Bro wisdom of the day. Let's get these guys on. Let's blow the fucking roof off for my New Jersey people. Let's kill the game.
I love it. Let's do it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we got our first 2 guests of episode 3, not 4, right here on The Bro Show. Eat Clean Bro. They deliver fresh, healthy, chef-prepared meals right to your door. So whether you're into bodybuilding or weight loss or just trying to eat better without the hassle of cooking, Eat Clean Bro has got a ton of options for you. Gluten-free options, high-protein options, chicken parm with sweet potato mash, buffalo chicken, mac and cheese, turkey meatballs and pasta, teriyaki salmon with jasmine rice, and Eat Clean Bro delivers within 24 hours in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. So if you're looking to try it out or you want help picking some meals that match your goals, head over to eatcleanbro.com right now. Eat Clean Bro. That's where to go.
Where to go.
All right, and we are back again now, Jamie, officially. Let's introduce our guests.
All right, we got Devon Levesque with Promix Sweet Honey Farm. We got my
Nice.
buddy Robbie Giuliani. Robert Giuliani from Playa Bowls, founder of Playa Bowls, from a little cart to fucking so many locations everywhere.
Unreal.
Yeah, I mean, he's opening up in India. He's opening up in China. He's in Russia.
Nope.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't be.
But you could be.
I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
So I'm so happy to have everybody here. This was an episode I've been waiting for a long time, because it's just going to be such unusual dialogue. And that's what I'm trying to bring to the world. I did not want to have another interview style podcast. I think they're so played out. They're not entertaining. And once you do, like Devon, I know me and you have been on a bunch, it's just very repetitive. And for your followers and people that want to get to know you, bro, you heard one, you heard them all. So I feel like the combination of people in this room, it's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to start with adventure. Rob, you just joined a really sick spot in Montana.
Yep.
And then you're always in Colorado doing cool shit. I want to talk about the Wild West, man. I want to talk about the outdoors. Wow. I want to talk about what you love when you go out there. You're a snowboarder, right?
Yeah.
You're snowboarding. I see you ripping fresh powder in Colorado.
Yeah. Everywhere.
So what's really funny, bro, is Devin shared his location with me. So I don't know if you have my location, but sometimes if I call you and I miss it, I'm like, oh, fuck, Devin's in Canada. I'm like, all right, I'll get him next week. Or like, dude, you're always somewhere fucking weird.
Devin's always
Or then
weird.
I'll see you, you're in New York City. I'm like, oh, I'm in New York City. Like, yo, Dev, I'm in New York City. Like, we'll meet up.
Are you snowboarding out there in Canada?
Yeah.
Really?
Whistler, Baldface, British
Wow.
Columbia.
Wow.
Baldface is in British Columbia. Washington. I snowboarded Mount Rainier, Colorado. I snowboarded Antarctica a couple of years ago.
Holy, wait
Yeah.
a second. Don't just gloss over that. Hold on, you snowboard Antarctica.
Yeah, I was
I
out.
mean, come on,
I
think
was
about
at,
that.
so I summited the highest point in Antarctica, which is Mount Vinson, which is like negative 50 degrees. Takes you a couple days. I did an expedition with SpaceX where we brought the first Starlink to the top of Antarctica. And now there's Starlink all on the mountain and, down by the camp. So you can FaceTime for the first time ever in history. And so we did that. And then afterwards, there was this guy, and he was like, do you want to come out to 3GR? And I'm like, what's 3GR? 3GR is Three Glacier Retreat, which was built by Elon Musk. It's this camp that costs $80,000 a night to stay there. There's only like seven rooms on it. You have a chef, you have hot running water, which is pretty unheard of considering you're in the middle of Antarctica. You could take a little, Twin Otter or plane, or you take snowmobiles. Like 30-minute snowmobiles or 5-minute plane. I took the snowmobiles.
That's sick.
And then we get out there and there's snowcats. It's like white everywhere. You're in the middle of nowhere. You have Starlink. You can FaceTime. You can do whatever. And then I went in
FaceTime.
Yeah. It was crazy. And then I went into this little cabin and there was a snowboard. And so, I took the snowmobile, top of the mountain, or to hill. It's not a mountain. It's like a hill. At 3GR and then snowboard down.
Yeah, why
do
not?
Multiple runs. Yeah, why not? And so,
I mean, really, listen, that's an incredible story. I was going to go to White Castle later on today.
Yeah, so I was
but
gonna say my travels suck dick. I'm like, wait a second. Jamie introduces like Rob loves to be a frontier guy, and Devin's whatever, man.
Yeah.
That's so. Yeah, I go to my family to Montana. We ride horses. We don't climb Mount Everest or
Right.
That's nuts. I mean, I've known Devin now for a couple of years, and like, it's mind blowing to hear. Like, we're making jokes about like. Every week as I've gotten closer to him, it's like, where the fuck is this kid? It's nuts. Like watching his Instagram, or he'll text you. Devin actually is not a huge texter. He's a big FaceTimer, which is not my like jam. But whenever Jamie or Devin FaceTime me, it's kind of inspiring. Like Devin picks up, he's doing something fucking wild and wacky. It's kind of cool to like see it. Like,
why? Why do you want to? I mean, I shouldn't say why do you want to live that. I mean, it's an incredible lifestyle to be fortunate enough to live like that. So where does that come from?
I'm very curious, and it's how I learn it. I expand my brain by being in different environments and meeting new people, and just trying new things and seeing what the body's capable of. And it's not even pushing the limits. I'm just extremely curious, whether I'm in a village in Africa, or I'm on Mount Everest, or I'm Antarctica, or, highest point of South America and being in a vineyard, down at the bottom of Aconcagua, which is, the highest point in South America, or, whatever it is. It's just, it helps expand my brain. And then I feel like I have, a little edge on life, and I can kind of understand people better, understand business, or understand just life in general. And so for me, it's kind of it's an unlock button.
Wow.
Yeah. So Devin's done some really insane stuff, and I have his location, so I can confirm.
Yeah, sure. Right.
And we were on a group chat.
does my wife have a location?
Oh man.
Yeah. So one of the things I was most worried about, because on Mount Everest, dude, you could be doing everything right, and a sheet of ice just falls down and fucking crushes you to death. And there's just so many ways to die there, and it's not anything you did wrong. It would be like if we're sitting here and a fucking speeding car comes through this room and just kills you, Greg.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody's going to Mount Everest. I mean, it's like it's not a place.
I got like altitude sickness at a luxury resort in Jackson Hole. So I was like, I was like, Jesus, Jamie, you are such a pussy.
Wow.
Like, you're at the Amand in Jackson Hole, walking up a flight of stairs, like,
Yeah.
give me an espresso martini.
Sure,
oh my
the elevation.
God.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So when it comes to adventure, I guess I'm sorry, Rob. I set you up horrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't introduce.
I'm sorry.
It
Well,
doesn't matter
hold on.
where you introduce
Hold
Devin
on.
in the
Well,
mix.
yeah. I'm sorry, Rob.
He was like, yo, Rob's living out there in Montana, and then over here we got Devin. He's climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
He's taking.
What?
In all fairness, though, there is levels of humans of being curious, exploring, and like me from a young age, like I've always been curious too. Again,
Sure.
never climbed Mount Everest, never
Yeah.
even had the aspiration to do it. But
I've only seen documentaries.
no, every trip I
That's
go with
it.
my buddies, like Utah, the backcountry skiing, and
Right.
like always going next level. Surf trips that I've taken.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, I think the biggest thing is knowing your limits. And again, being friends with Devin and Jamie, you know,
Right.
Devin always pushes people, and especially me, even on his workouts or
Yeah.
sauna sessions. And like, you know, Devin doesn't take no very easily, but he pushes people to a next, like, kind of their next limit. And you always have the right, like, you need to know your body. You need to know what your limits are. And that's important.
And I think that that's kind of like where you guys really do tie in. You know, I guess all three of you,
Yeah.
Eat Clean Bro and the Playa Bowls, and the Promix nutrition. That is really what we're all, what you guys are all about. That's where you guys all tie in.
Yeah, and Rob does a ton with his kids, man. So he's always taking his kids to like the beach, and they're always doing stuff. Even like with the the Thanksgiving Day parade, like just popping in, like you're at the one hotel, which Dev, I know you're a big fan of. Like,
Yeah.
He didn't
getting
get a
your
discount either.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'll connect you with them.
So
fucking
like
place
just seeing the
expensive.
kids looking down at the which I want to do so bad. Just seeing the Macy's Day parade where the
that
kids are
was
just
cool.
looking
Oh,
down.
it's
that was
great.
really cool.
So Rob's doing a ton of traveling, and he's showing his kids the world. And Devin will have kids someday, I'm sure of it.
Can't wait.
There's somebody trying to have his baby for sure.
I do want to say because,
So-
with you and your world travels and stuff, and that one day will come where you will have children. Would you elect to put your children into school, or would you let them to kind of travel and like learn the world?
I think. Well, it depends on the state of the world at that time, and also
It's only getting worse, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like things are ever going to get better now.
Yeah, and
We're on a crash fucking course.
I think
It's over.
I think there's a mix of it,
Mhm.
because my girl Nina, super smart, 4.0 at Duke.
Wow.
I dropped out of college, and I think there's a mix and something to be said about how you can mix that into a kid's,
Mhm.
because there are things that kids should learn, like the history of the world, the history of America, the mathematics and how to write and read and correctly speak to one another, and go through different class obstacles and whatever it is, like that school type environment. But then there's also something to be said about going and visiting a village in Africa and
Right.
understanding a third world country and understanding, wow, like this is, wow, I should be grateful, right? And
How'd you like that food in Nepal?
Nepal is the worst food, right? Yeah, like understanding different types of food, and like
Wow.
I think culturing the children is where I would definitely want to emphasize, but
Nepal was
also
the worst.
understanding, like, hey, understand the traditional way.
Yeah.
And I think there should be a mix for me,
Right, a mix,
for my
right.
kids personally. But who knows? Maybe there's a point in the next 10 years where schools completely fail, and like everything is just so outdated. And something just came out about aliens. I don't know if you guys saw
what
the
do you-
alien-
Devin,
like, I don't know.
this is you
Like, I don't
taking
know. Who knows? There might
mushrooms.
be
This is-
aliens
No,
in
no.
the next 5
He's
years.
talking
Where
to
we're
someone
like,
about
school's
mushrooms
not
and
even in the
stone people.
question.
Right.
It's more about survival.
Oh
and
wait,
like,
you saw the CIA files for the aliens in
Yeah.
Russia? They
Here we
turned
go.
it to
crazy.
stone.
I'm out of here.
No.
What?
Wait,
Hold
so
on,
the-
back up. I don't know anything like this. What are you
Yes,
talking about?
supposedly the CIA released files that there were the Soviet soldiers got turned to stone by alien.
And there's-
declassified fucking
yeah, and there's two
files.
survivors, and like it's this whole thing. And look, I'm not going to be the messenger and get picked apart how I tell the story, but essentially everyone that's listening to this and everyone at this table should read the file, and they can take their own take on it. But there's definitely aliens, and they definitely turned soldiers to stone, and there was definitely 2 survivors, and I don't
gotta
know.
tell you though, those aliens that had that technology, how the fuck did they leave 2 survivors? Like they're got to be the most loser ass aliens in the galaxy.
Wow.
Like you have this unbelievable technology. You're fishing with dynamite, and two humans get away.
I mean,
I mean,
they
that's
let them
pathetic.
get away, or they let them get
I was
away
gonna
to
say,
tell
they want the
story.
story to be told. You always
I mean,
let.
I mean, how else are you going to turn humans into stone?
You got to
all right?
leave a survivor.
I mean,
Somebody's got to go tell the story.
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
That's
When you
right.
have 4 stone humans, like, oh, that was Vladimir. Now he's fucking solid stone. Like, how the fuck did that happen? I must have been an alien. I don't need. Listen, those aliens are straight up losers. They're failures, and they've definitely got decommissioned, probably stranded on another
We went
planet
off the
somewhere.
rails here. Really
They do
quick.
say something about. And now that we're talking about
But
aliens,
from a guy who's been all over the world,
Yeah, right,
you would
okay.
think if you're in the middle of Antarctica, 45 minutes on a snowmobile,
Right.
you could confirm some fucking alien activity.
Yeah,
you would
And he's
definitely
not
see
saying
some things
nothing.
out there for
I've
sure.
He's not
seen
saying
it.
nothing.
I haven't seen them.
Another thing,
Or he's not telling.
another thing I love is when people who don't have kids try talking about like what it's like to have kids. You know what my son did to me yesterday, which was the weirdest fucking thing ever. He got down on the floor and he, with my shoes off, he bit my fucking Achilles tendon. Do you know how weird of a fucking sensation that is for a little kid to creep up on you and bite that part of your body?
Does he have rabies?
Sure.
Do you know what that's like?
I don't.
think Giorgio may have
Never had that done ever.
No.
I taught my daughter how to throw a punch.
Yeah.
My son's going nuts with the landscapers. I'm worried because there's heavy machinery and my son will get close to it. And she's like, Daddy, I want to look for buried treasure. Fucking throws this perfect straight fucking right, dude, straight into my balls. I'm like, Tina, what's wrong with you? You're hurting Daddy. I'm
The
like,
kids have no idea.
No way.
My God.
No,
I
when you
almost
wrestle
got-
with them at night.
I almost
they
got
shove
dropped.
Right?
Elbows
Bro,
right into your balls.
Greg,
Oh, they don't give a shit.
I
They don't.
almost got dropped by a 5-year-old girl, dude. She sucker punched me straight to the nuts so bad.
Every
No.
kid
Oh
does
my
it. They
God.
have no idea. I have 2
Zero.
daughters. Same thing. It's happened
was-
to all of us. Everybody gets a big kick out of
Well,
it.
nothing's
Over
worse
dad.
than
Yo,
the
yo, yo,
tickling,
yo.
and
Right,
then they
no, yeah.
headbutt you into the
Greg,
nose like
oh my
nothing.
gosh.
That was yesterday.
Oh,
All right, that's not like I've been a dad for 6 fucking years.
Yeah,
That
right.
was yesterday.
Stay
those
away.
were 2 devastating blows. I got bit on my Achilles from a kid on the ground. I got a straight shot in the nuts from my daughter. Do your kids fuck you up like that?
I got 2 girls, so they're not there yet. But the little one, the boy,
Yeah.
he's a little savage. Typical boy.
I'm sure.
He's coming up. He's grabbing you. So I'm gonna have my hands full wrestling with him. But the
You
girls,
got-
I mean, they like I was saying to Greg. I mean, you
Yeah.
wrestle with them at night. You tickle them.
Right.
They throw those heels and those elbows and
Yeah.
their head,
The
and they
head.
Man, that was so funny. So let's get into business. So obviously we have some pretty elevated business talks, and we were talking about metrics and revenue, and we were talking about like the cost of goods sold and how easily it is to manipulate EBITDA and whatever people want to do.
yeah.
How like private equity comes into your company and they just want to take control. Like, I don't know what I'm allowed to share or not share about, like, some people want to change names of companies. Some people, like, if it's the golden rule of if it's not broke, don't fix it, which private equity can't seem to fucking comprehend. They want to just come in and like, well, it's my money, I want to change it. Well, it's like, you also used your money to buy what you like.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I know, Rob, you had a lot of it's a big learning curve when these new guys come in. So I wanted to understand, like, when you guys look at business, man, what were like the key metrics you looked at on a daily basis from like a financial perspective, like the financial health of your company?
It's not just looking singularly at one thing. I mean, you have to wake up in the morning. I mean, you look at everything. I mean, you can start with the weather to traffic patterns from the year before. I think the biggest thing for us at Playa Bowls was always looking at same store sales year over year. That was the indicator right off the bat that something's not right. I mean, if you're going down, and we had, you can go from 10 locations to 30 to 50 locations, and you kind of see the different geographical areas. And if you're going down somewhere, there's an issue. And then you can start working backwards. You start looking at cost of goods, cost of labor. And it's funny, like when we were doing Playa Bowls in the beginning, cost of labor was huge for us. I mean, I remember our management team, we had like this goal. We were at like 20% cost of labor. That's high for a fast casual restaurant. And we were like, well, where's the sweet spot? We didn't really know. Nobody knew what we were doing.
Please tell me.
Yeah, nobody knew. So that's just the thing. Like, so our goal from the management team, they got excited. They high-fived each other when we got down to 5 or 6% for the day. Rob Duran sending me his, stats too, and he's celebrating. So the point is, I saw the correlation that if the labor goes down too low, something else is going to give, right?
Yeah.
And customer service. So
100%.
like, if I have three or four employees,
The
17,
line
18-year-old
gets
girls,
too
the
long.
line gets too long. Customers get pissed off. So like, you can celebrate these small victories, but in the long term, your brand's going to get hurt. So to answer your question, though, I mean, it's not just a unilateral answer saying, well, you got to look at this. You were saying earlier, EBITDA.
Yeah.
You can manipulate EBITDA. Anybody can lie to themselves to make themselves feel better about their business. And I've
Right.
seen that all the time from entrepreneurs. They like manipulate shit.
100%.
And they're like, oh, it's way better. I'm like, nah, you're full of shit. And you kind of dig into it a little bit. And there's always root issues. And that's normal with businesses. There always is going to be problems. And as long as you can fix them and get to it, then you got a good business.
And that's what makes business so unique. So from like a marketing perspective, Devon, when you look at like revenue, what are like some key health metrics with like digital where you're like, look, this is healthy revenue. We have healthy retention. We have healthy new coming customers. Like what type of sweet spot? Because with an e-commerce brand versus like a fast casual retail brand like Rob, he doesn't have access to like, hey, this is a new customer, unless you did like you had rewards and shit. So
Loyalty rewards. I mean, there's a
Loyalty.
lot of comparisons between the two, but yeah, I mean,
so like what type, when you're in your calls with Promix, like what are you looking at? Like what type of revenue? Obviously you want recurring, you have subscription, like what?
I mean, you can look at like the normal metrics of like ROAS, return on ad spend, or CAC, which are, the two main metrics you look at within an e-com, because those are really the two main metrics that you can actually track. And of course you can manipulate those, and you want your ROAS high, you want your CAC low. Everyone knows that if you're in the e-com. But there's two metrics that no one
Stop talking about your CAC,
so
right?
CAC's always low.
there's two there's two metrics that I don't like, no one talks about, and it's never on a P&L. It's never brought up in a boardroom. And but I think these are the two metrics that drive a business. FOMO,
Right.
fear of missing out. Everyone wants
Community.
something that they can't have.
Yeah.
And word of mouth. And that's what I look at. I want people to want to be like, what's behind that curtain, right? And so we create that vibe. And then once they get behind the curtain, I look at the metric of, all right, how many people are reviewing this with positive reviews and negative? And then how many people are returning? And so I look at that, like, the returning customer, which ours is super high for industry standard, like 3x what it normally is for industry standard. And that just comes down to the quality of the product. And then word of mouth, who's talking about it, right? Like, and what type of people are talking about it? Are we talking about it on a podcast, or is someone are they a community builder in their own world where they might not have 1 million followers, but they have 10 great friends that they have dinner with each week, and they're like, yo, I just tried this D-bloat and it actually changed my gut. And now those 10 people bought the D-bloat, right? And now it changed those 10 people, and then they expanded out. So I think word of mouth and FOMO are the two metrics I look at, and I try to
I think you've modernized viral in the sense where, like, the word viral, and Devon, even Playa Bowls too. I mean, you hit the words FOMO and all these customers coming back. I mean, it's a viral kind of feel, and everybody wants to be cool. The brand. I mean, that's what Devon's created at Promix. Yeah. That's what I created at Playa Bowls, where it was like, it was a cool brand. You want to be part of it, right? When you're in high school, everybody wants to be part of the cool club. Sure. Even in college, so like when you kind of model your brand after that, and you're part of the cool club.
Well, the thing that you said, like, I have to hear from executives reviewing metrics that the billboards didn't work, and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Well, what technology is actually tracking that? What technology is actually saying
to say it doesn't work? You're like, dude, you're fucking demented.
Define not work. I mean, when I was doing billboards at Playa Bowls, I was just following your lead. And I was throwing them up on the turnpike. And then the executive, I'm not going to call them nerds, but the executive nerds came in, and the same thing, data analytics. And they were like, what's the call to? Like, when you're on the turnpike, and can you put an arrow? And I was like, who gives a fuck? I was like,
so
it's just.
I agree. I think that you did it right. The Eat Clean Bro on those billboards, you couldn't get away from them. But it was like golden advertising.
Yeah, and
it
really was for $3,000 a month, which at 32 million impressions a month, I mean, I scored like
big
fucking
time.
Jackpot.
Big time.
But how are you even tracking how many people see that, and then they all of a sudden see it on your hat, then they see it on a podcast, then they see their favorite influencer eating it, and then they convert?
Yeah.
You're never tracking.
You're never
it's
gonna be
impossible.
able to track that.
There's no
it's impossibility.
I mean, maybe the aliens that turn people to stone have the technology, but like humans on Earth do not.
Well,
have
obviously they're not going to use that technology if there's 2 survivors. So he's talking about So I actually appreciate that. So like the FOMO which is like the intrigue marketing tactics, and then the so like the FOMO and the word of mouth, which obviously like we all used to launch our thing, and ultimately
that's real. Don't underestimate that, and no one should. I mean, none of us did, right? It's like, hey, tell your mom, tell your friend, tell your grandma.
I think literally when I saw your Eat Clean Bro, just for for real, when I saw that. And I didn't really understand what it was at first. I'm like, oh my God, what is Eat Clean Bro? And I think that well, you're right. I wanted to see behind the curtain. I wanted to know what Eat Clean Bro was all about. I mean, I knew you, but I wanted to know now, what were you up to with Eat Clean Bro?
It sparked your curiosity.
It 100%
I mean, Playa Bowls, in the
100%.
beginning, we had Go Bowls Deep, right? In Florida, there's an air conditioning company.
Yeah.
Your mom's hot. And like, when you put these on the billboard, it sparks curiosity. Then you start doing research or Googling your phone.
Without a doubt.
I even said to the executives, I'm like, when there's young girls in the back of their car, their parents are driving, they're looking at everything outside the billboard. So when they see Go Bowls Deep, well, not that I want them to see that, but it's like, again, go back to the viral part of it, and like that Howard Stern kind of mentality, the shock value of it.
Yep.
And they see Eat Clean Bro, Go Bulls Deep, your mom's hot, like,
well, that's even what Devon has done with Sweet Honey Farm, before you took that over, no one knew what was there. And then the way you designed it and cleaned it, and then, just with your, honey farm outside the little signs and stuff, everyone wants to know what's back there.
People still don't
Putting
know.
literal gates on the property. What's behind the gates?
Right.
What's going on? And
I thought
and then
weirdos weren't they like you put those gates are functional as well. No,
Oh no, they're definitely functional. There were people they were seeing. I shouldn't have put the sign up.
Sure.
I should have gates then sign. I did
Keeps
it
you
opposite,
out.
and there was literal random people. I was
But you created that.
driving
Devin-
onto the property. I'm like, who are these people? And they're like out in the pasture petting cows. And I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get a horn to the jugular.
Yeah, the massive. Yeah.
Look, the fence served a function. It did work, but it was for function first because there were people like they were just literally just thought their animals were theirs.
For petting, and I'm like,
For
guys,
petting.
we're harvesting these animals in a couple months. These are wild. Like, these are petting.
Yeah, what is that enormous? What is? We have the bull out there with the
Scottish Highlands.
Oh
It's
my
the oldest cow on earth.
Yeah. When I'm coming down that road from Home Depot, and I'm like staring at it, and I'm like, look at that.
Greg's like, how do I get
Yeah,
in?
it's right there.
Yeah,
Fucking thing.
it's well, just go there
And they're
tell
all
them-
girls. By the way, they're all heifers.
Really?
I mean, there's one bull, Hercules, the big black one, but
oh my god.
he,
I
like
didn't know
I
that.
only have
Yeah.
one bull on the property. The rest are heifers. With Scottish Highlands, they all
It's like
Wow.
Jurassic
they all
Park.
grow horns.
Just tell them you know Jamie. That'll get you on the phone. It's been a great time. So what's funny is that, I'm from town and everything. I grew up, and on Union Hill Road, I was in my dad's car, and dude, it used to be a llama farm. And,
Yeah, right. You remember the llamas? I remember seeing the llamas walk
So I
around
hit
there.
I hit the gas, man. The tail end goes out. I'm like trying to. It's a 1970 Mustang Mach 1, dude. I'm trying to regain control of the vehicle. And I'm going fucking straight at the llamas, dude. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so bad. I'm going to blow through this fucking gate. I'm going to knock out some llamas. I regain control because I did like a L. I did a turn, which you shouldn't do in those cars. You shouldn't do those in your cars either, Rob.
No, I drive them very slow.
Yeah, don't do that. Although his cars are a little better than 1970 technology. As I'm straightening out, dude, cops coming over the 18 bridge, saw the whole thing. Was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it could do that. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Isn't that funny, dude? I
that's
almost
funny.
blew
way.
that gate off. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so bad. Yeah, it was just llamas
Well,
there for the longest time.
Darren used to date the girl that lived on the property.
Yeah.
And when I told him I was buying the property, he goes, "Oh, dude," he's like, "I used to go over there, and I went over there one night, and I was just driving all over the lawn late at night. And so the next day, I went and met with the owners, and we were chatting, and I was about to buy the property. And
I don't know Darren Conway.
and
No, I don't know Darren at all.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, we're chatting, and I just brought up, I was like, yeah, like my friend actually knows your daughter, and he goes, I hope it wasn't that idiot that was driving over my lawn. And I'm like, nope.
No, it wasn't him.
Nah, definitely was not him.
Back to let's do some business talk. So like I think here's my take on people. And I think when people get mad at America, right? So like obviously we all love America. I think when people say that America is the greatest country in the world, what makes America the greatest country in the world is access to the capital, which people don't understand. And the thing about business, right? So anybody could sit down and watch sports. There's clearly defined rules. There's a scoring system. But in business, right? Like we are all business owners and we all have three different things. Like we have all very different views or things with success, and we all look at business differently. And that's what's cool about business is it's so abstract. And I think one of the big reasons like this younger generation or even just our generation, or I think people are just so frustrated that they can't even realize or get the opportunity is because they don't know how to access capital. Devin, I know like what your business is, and Rob, you guys have had exits. I'm just curious, like for somebody starting a business, for somebody who's like, I think we all pretty much started with nothing, and I'm not a big believer. First of all, I would never recommend raising capital before revenue, because when you do that, they fucking take your shirt. I mean, 100%. I had a guy interviewing for a job who sold this company in Europe for like 50 million euro, and he raised pre-revenue, and like, bro, the dude sold this company for 50 million and he still has to work.
Wow.
And I'm like, that was, in my opinion, that was a waste of fucking time and effort. Like you did all that work. You got the company at that point. You saw an exit that big and you still have to go and work for a guy like me. Like you're a fucking asshole.
That's-
Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
really should have just figured it out a little bit on
Yeah,
your
you
own.
should never
like,
raise pre-rev. I mean,
Yeah,
at
but
least in-
everything.
it depends on
But
what
seriously,
industry.
like-
Depends on what industry, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did I-
industry, the
of
risk
course.
assessment. I mean, listen, everybody always says to me, I mean, I sold Playa Bowls 8 months ago at this point. It's still a rocket ship, but it's just, you were saying my family earlier, and I just knew what I wanted in my life. And it was like, I can still be at Playa Bowls right now, and I can still be earning a lot of money and seeing the equity go up and the value. I was just done. I mean, it was like one of those, I got to that point where like, I'm going to spend time with my family. I mean, we're all the same mindset. We can't stop. Once you put us in motion, we don't stop. So if I'm Playa Bowls, I'm full go, go, go. I mean, it's just like everything. So like, I want to just be done and take a break and take care of myself, take care of my family, and enjoy life for a few years until I get back into it again.
So now, obviously, with like your experience and everything, so what I'm saying is that like I wouldn't recommend raising capital before you actually have revenue, or and that's all I'm saying. But say you do have a business, right? Let's just say you're a plumber, you're at 10 million. Private equity's buying up your competition. What would be like step one to prepare for an exit, whether it's a minority or a majority, however, you did the majority, then you sold, you got 2 bites of the apple.
Yeah.
But like for people who are like, I met a guy at the golf course and I was like, listen, bro, if like your industry is hot and people are buying, sell, because you might get a big value that you are not going to get for another like 12 years, however the market cycle works. So like step one would probably be what? Write a pitch deck. Yeah. Who like,
I would
do
say
you hire?
I would say you get your numbers together first. Like make sure your data room and mainly your P&L is like super organized and there's no hidden skeletons. I think investors hate hidden skeletons. Also put your shoes inside of, put your feet inside their shoes. If you put $10 into something, you probably want to get $30 back. And so how is that investor going to get the $30 back? Right. And so most people just go and they're like, oh, I just raised all this money at a high valuation. It's like, great, but like, how are you going to 3 or 4 or 5, 10x that business if it's such a high valuation? Like it has to also be fair on both sides. It can't, you can't be taking everything from that investor and then expecting that it's going to go fine and dandy.
Yeah, it's true.
You need to give an exit strategy. You have to show like, this is what the next 5 years is definitely going to do. And it's not just putting, well, this year I'm going to do $1 million and next year 2 million and next year 3 million.
Yeah,
and by
some
year 4.
bogus
It's
pro
like, these
forma.
are fake numbers. Like really
So
dial in
what
on
did
how
you
you're
hold
going
on,
to pay
like-
someone back. Because at the end of the day, an investment is an investment because people are investing to make money on it.
They're
and so
investing.
how are they going to
They're
make their money
investing.
back? And like,
So what was like some of the key metrics at Promix that you felt good at? Like if you're bodybuilding, standing on stage, you got big biceps, right? You want to show the
our
biceps.
returning
you know what I'm saying?
customer, our returning
So,
customer is very high.
Your
The
ARR, right?
Yeah.
Your subscription.
Yeah,
Year over year.
Yep. Year over year, we didn't raise a lot of money. We barely raised any money. That was a big metric. Like it's not like we brought in tens of millions of dollars. It was very minimal, and it was just friends and family. And then we knew our product. We knew our product was good.
my mother-in-law just buys Promix because she thinks Devin's pretty. She's like, oh, I got the new products. I'm like,
Everybody's gonna look like Devin.
she's like, am I
Promix.
you using it? She's like, yeah. I'm like, she's like, I just with those blue eyes. I'm like, God damn.
I'm so glad you brought that up because my sister buys because
You should just start an OnlyFans.
Seriously,
and just say,
she
fuck it.
watches him drink this drink in the morning, and she's like, I gotta have that drink. I swear. She actually says, she's like, can you please talk to him about the liver? Like, she wants to know all about the liver and everything. She's got a large list of questions.
I took my 4-year-old daughter to Sweet Honey Farms 6 months ago, and Devin was outside with the cowboy hat on, riding the horse. My daughter goes, look at that cowboy. I want to ride the horse with him. So we put Ruby up on the horse, and then Ruby got home that night. She goes, Daddy, I want to ride with that cowboy again. I go, that's the first and last time you'll ever ride with that fucking cowboy.
Honey,
any cowboy.
We're canceling our 300 membership.
Oh my gosh. Well, please tell us, what is the drink that you're drinking in the morning that everybody has to have?
Well, wait,
It's
hold
right
on.
here.
Wait, all right.
We'll get into it.
We're gonna get into
Okay.
Promix. Oh, fuck it, Rob. I'm sorry. You know what? No one cares about Playa Bowls and your big.
No,
big
but going
big
back to
No, I'm joking.
My daughter came
That was
to meet the guy today.
that was obviously a joke. But basically, one of the things I thought.
Please.
Look. Obviously, we're having a good time.
Playa Bowls,
That's what
I'm gonna say, dude, you owe me money, man. I can't afford you anymore.
You
I
owe
can't
me
do it
money.
anymore.
I want to just plug my new concept. That's why I came here. That's the only reason I sat down here. And
My
agreed to
God.
this.
Hey,
concept is
listen,
sick.
I'm not plugging no pre-revenue fucking shit ever. No,
I'm gonna raise capital
You're
right now.
yeah.
I can't raise capital, bitches.
All right.
I want to tell Rob how much parents are so mad at him because we cannot continue to go to Playa Bowls anymore. Our kids love it too much. It's unbelievable, man.
It is good.
God,
is
you've
good.
turned us into like we're like addicts. We're like Playa
I'll
Bowls.
teach you how to make it at home after this podcast.
That's
So this
what
way week,
great.
save some money.
Oh my God.
It is great. And while we're on the topic, dude, I'll plug Promix. So I love the fucking circulation. What is that? The flow? The blood flow? Blood flow's sick. The electrolyte packets, man, me and my wife take them down all the time. She uses D-bloat. One of my bad health habits is I just go straight to the espresso machine, and she's like, you gotta drink the D-bloat on an empty stomach. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I can't get. I'm like,
Do you really have to? Is that like
No, I
super
mean, it
important?
probably helps.
It just helps line it. I mean, D-bloat is just, it's pre and probiotics. So they're both bacteria that have to live in your gut to break down the food or vitamins or anything in your stomach. And then that, once it's broken down, it goes out to your bloodstream.
I
And
always
that's-
eat McDonald's and I do the D-bloat right after.
Oh my God.
It's just not working. I don't understand
before.
this. I'll do it before McDonald's. Okay.
Before.
Kill this fat right there.
So-
I mean, it's more just to help break it down and have a healthy gut, because 70% of major diseases are formed from your gut. This is the second brain.
100%.
And so how are you going to get fuel from your food? Well, it has to be broken down. And so pre and probiotics do it. And that's what's in here. And then you also have turmeric for inflammation, and then baobab. Baobab I got from Africa when I was climbing Kilimanjaro. And there's a whole story behind
Can I
it.
get that at ShopRite? Can
Yeah.
I get it? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we don't sell in retail.
Go to the cultural aisle.
I might be able to make the ShopRite thing happen.
I was going to say, Jamie,
Yeah.
can you help me out there?
But real quick,
Yeah.
the cool thing is I had dental surgery a couple months ago and I was on amoxicillin. And then after that, I started eating really good, clean, going to the farm, taking all of his supplements. Like I lost 15, 17 pounds from doing this kind of regimen. And then I went out to a dinner with my parents and we ate like shit. I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
like super fatty,
Yeah.
salty. I felt so awful for the first
next
time in my life. Like the next day, that night, I didn't sleep that night. So here's the point. It's talking about gut
Yo,
health
you
and
were
all these
promoting the
things.
shit out of that place too. You're like, they're finally coming to Monmouth County.
Well,
I love them.
I'm still gonna
I
eat
love
this
them.
shit. I'm not saying
and
I'm
I'm like, yo, Rob, that place looked really good yesterday. He's like, I'm dying.
Yeah,
I'm never
shit.
eating there
Yeah,
again.
no way.
I'm like, back to Promix.
That's
I take the
funny.
creatine every day.
Creatine's great for you.
Bro, how much does that? But Kayla bought it. I mean, I feel like I've been taking it for like 2 months. Is that like a 90-day supply?
Yeah, it's a
that
lot.
metal
Yeah.
jug. Because
You
I'm
do
like,
5 grams a day. It's good.
well, how many
Great
scoops
for-
is that? Because I just do 1 scoop. I
I
feel
think,
like 5
I think we have
grams.
90 servings. But yeah, I mean, you don't need.
Should I be doing like how many scoops? I do one scoop.
I mean, it depends on what function. I mean, 5 grams a day. 5 grams a day is great for your brain.
Wait, what's a scoop though?
a scoop is 5 grams.
Are you
Of
sure?
the what?
Yeah, creatine. Yeah,
So you're
that's a
good.
serving.
Now I've seen like 5 grams of powder before. I don't
Joe
know.
was telling me to take 20
Maybe I'll
grams before I go to
sway
bed
it.
at night.
Huh? Yeah.
Joe from the farm was telling me to take 20 grams every night
You
before I
can
go to
take
bed.
20. Yeah, I
20?
mean, yeah. I
Before I
mean,
go to bed, he said the next day you wake up and you feel. I haven't taken
That's
creatine
a
since high
lot,
school.
though, no?
I'll take that shit before bed. I'll do it before bed.
Can you sleep?
that's
before-
more.
you
That's
yeah,
more for.
creatine doesn't give you energy. It's
Really?
just like benefit for.
It's naturally occurring in your body,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like
You're just
the
replenishing it.
molecules, spinal.
Correct.
Science.
Correct.
Science.
I do it for brain health. One thing
5 grams. Then just do 5
I
grams.
do
a
a
day, 1
scoop. I do
a
a
day.
heaping scoop.
That's it.
I do a heaping scoop because I grew up on fucking Raisin Bran, baby. 2 scoops of raisins, you
That's
know.
it.
Yeah.
And then there's a Raisin Bran crunch. Remember how fucking good that was?
What is going
Remember
on?
how
with
good
this?
that was?
Yeah, I remember. We're,
Fun.
I like.
we're
I
all
like
over the place
grape
today,
nuts.
man.
You ever have grape nuts?
Grape nuts is good.
I love
What
grape
the fuck
nuts.
is that? Like a
I was
Raisin Bran
Raisin-
knockoff?
I like Raisin Bran. I like Raisin Bran Crunch
love
as a kid
grape
growing
nuts.
up.
Oh my god!
I thought it was
Grape
great.
But you know what they started doing the cereal, bro?
Yeah.
They the surface area, the box just kept getting smaller and smaller, and then before you know it, dude, I'm blasting 1 box
One
of
box
cereal
a
in
night,
one
yeah.
shot. I'm like, what the fuck is happening, bro? Back in the '90s, a box of cereal would last you like 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, not
Now,
only
like-
that, I'm nervous about what's going into the cereals today. Like, I mean, when one company is kind of like cornering the whole
Yeah.
market and
Yeah.
they're covering the whole entire United States, how are they reproducing all of that?
Yo,
Come
cereal
on now.
pro. Our trust is
Right.
between
You guys should come
doctors.
out with cereal, Playa Bowls cereal, and Devin come out with a,
Yeah.
your Promix cereal.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
We have puffs. Yeah, we do.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
you
think
got
we sell them
puffs?
anymore, but when we first launched, it was our grass-fed whey protein. That was what put us on the map. It was the highest quality in the world. We had a farm out in Northern California, and it just
I gotta tell you, your supplements really are fuck. You could tell the quality, and like I told you when I first had your electrolytes, I'm like, yo, it tastes like one of them tasted like shit. I'm like, yo, Dev, like that's how I know these electrolytes are real because you could taste like it was what flavor?
it was
I drink
grapefruit.
I drink
You
the
had the grapefruit
watermelon.
one.
Watermelon,
The
salted
watermelon and the
watermelon's awesome.
lime. Yeah, I drink those 2. I don't think I can handle the grapefruit. Kayla loves it.
I
But-
love the grapefruit. It's kind of like cilantro. You either love it or hate it. Same thing with grapefruit electrolytes. You love it or hate it.
But the
And
thing
I
is-
love grapefruit, and so that's why we launched grapefruit first, and then we have lemon lime and salted watermelon. Salted
Yeah.
That's the,
watermelon.
that's the
But
best one.
That's how
Correct.
you want it. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
how you
very
want
good.
it to taste. Like when you're drinking those electrolyte packets, like it's not supposed to be like a joke. Like his supplements are not a joke. So like
Right.
when you take them, there's a lot of times it's like placebo.
Have you had D-bloat yet?
I have not. No, my
Yeah.
sister brags about it. Says it's amazing.
Yeah,
Is
his
your water,
products
right?
are actually
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
I'll give you.
I want to know though, for real. We just touched on it, and we kind of like fell off though. How come you guys haven't gotten into a cereal brand? I mean, I could see everybody jumping on board.
I'm invested into 3 Wishes cereal, which is
Oh, you are?
Yeah, which is a really good cereal. It's just healthy.
Right.
This guy, Ian, and his wife started it. 3 Wishes. WishGuard is their last name. They had a kid at the time, so it's 3 Wishes. It was kind of clever, but it cranks. You can get it at a ton of retailers, and it's really good, and
All
it's
right.
healthy, and
Because I really am
there's no
nervous about
BS.
what is in all these different cereals and the amount of sugar, and it's all manufactured.
3
in
Wishes.
factories,
I
you know?
would recommend 3 Wishes to
Okay.
everybody. I mean, it's just it's a very
Yeah,
good cereal.
I'm gonna. Hey, for those who are
But
listening,
what
I
about you,
want
Jamie?
cereal.
No Eat Clean Bro
I don't
cereal.
eat cereal anymore. It's weird.
We do
I can
overnight
see
oats,
Bibles
so we were
doing
doing
Well, yeah,
overnight
the
oats with
granola.
Promix.
Yeah,
So we're
overnight
taking-
oats, granola. I
Right.
mean, cereal's kind of taken like a
Yeah.
nosedive. I
And
think.
but it's because nobody can get a healthy
about
cereal.
it.
That's what it is. They can't get it. And you 3 are as healthy as you can be.
Well,
So
I also think that they just keep manipulating the box size, and I think they lost the.
What do
the
they call that in the
consumer trust.
market? They call it like
It's shrink, right? Is it shrink?
Yeah,
Whatever,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like a bag of potato chips, or like you got this big ass bag and it's like 20% full of Doritos, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the
That was
fuck
the.
is
I'm not
this?
going to name names, but that was the frustrating part during my Playa Bowls tenure. Whether it was the first investor, but they nitpicked every little thing, and like I took a lot of time to make that bowl and making sure that customers got the value for what they paid for. That was important to me. I mean, cost of goods were important, but I always told my team, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I go, our customer is getting what they paid for. I go, because
Yeah.
they'll never come back again. I go, like a father, you feel like you're getting ripped off, you're never coming back. So like the point is, when the executives came, they looked at the bowl and they wanted to do like
A dome.
a
up.
dome and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah.
it, and kept weighing it. And I was like, listen, I go, if you're at that point, that's where I started getting a little frustrated. That's where, again, you and me are very similar, where we don't really follow
Yeah.
rules and we don't,
No.
follow the executive orders. And that's kind of where I knew I had to separate from what
Yeah.
was pliable, what it was becoming.
You know,
Yeah.
that is a good question, though. What is a non-negotiable when you sell your company and you're looking at these investors? What is non-negotiable for you guys when you're like, I won't do it because this
There
is
were
what-
certain things. I mean, for pliables, I mean, still to this very day, and I'm glad that they're
Like
continuing
what?
on.
Two. If we're investing, or if
there's an
we're
investor that's investing in your company, right? And they're nitpicking your company, as we've been talking
You
about.
can list out the non-negotiables.
So there is a
Yeah.
non-negotiable.
Yeah,
for sure.
and listen, they're smart. I mean, that's what they do for a living. They can
Yeah.
always kind of curtail around that because they own majority of your company. But
Right.
like Driscoll strawberries, that was the only strawberry used at Pliables because I
Right.
believed it was the highest quality strawberry, and they've continued that, which is good.
Right.
So
They are beautiful. Like, what the fuck are they doing that no one else is doing?
if you
The
go to
Driscoll
Driscoll,
strawberries
if you
are
go
like,
to California and you see their
seriously,
farms,
I wanna
it's
go
they're like
get
the
fucking
Devon.
awesome.
They're
Really?
like the Devon Levesque of strawberries. You're like, where is that cowberry? Where is that cowboy strawberry riding the horse?
Unreal.
I want to ride with that
California.
strawberry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful berry.
All right, when do I take a drink of this?
I recommend early in the morning,
Yeah.
before your coffee. It's just first thing
Chug
you
it.
kind of put down.
Okay.
20 ounces of water. So that's probably 16. So it'll probably taste a little concentrated. But
Okay.
this is white peach, D-bloat, pre and probiotics, turmeric, and then baobab. And it helps regulate your gut,
Okay.
really, and it'll help break it down and line your gut. If
So
you're
this is
having
what everybody's talking about. They're watching you drink this
Yeah,
every morning.
it's legit, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
It's legit. Yeah,
This is-
I'm actually
this
gonna start
is-
drinking it.
This is a daily. I mean, last month 20,000 people started taking this. New
Yeah.
customers started
Oh, wow.
taking this, and our returning customer is very high because you'll start to see a difference in your skin, in your mood,
Really?
in the way you go to the bathroom, and really everything because it's all formed from your gut.
Okay.
The way you're thinking, you're a little bit more clear.
I'm gonna
you're
give it a try. I really
You have a
am.
little bit more
I can use
energy.
something new in my life right
Yeah.
now. So if that's gonna make me feel better, I'm in.
Yeah,
I
try
see
it.
Devon's new product.
You haven't tried it yet. This is your
I have
first
not-
taste.
I've never tasted it in my life.
All right.
My sister brags about it. So Stace, this is for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what this is all
Chug
about.
it, chug it.
Smells good. I gotta
Don't
be
have to
honest.
chug it.
White
I wanted to
peach.
smell.
White
It.
peach.
Yeah, it smells really
It does
good.
taste good.
It
too.
does. It does.
He got that down in Atlanta, the white peach.
What's wrong? It's delicious.
It's good.
What's wrong with it? Nothing.
Nothing's wrong with it.
That's
It's low.
great.
It's low in sugar too, right?
That's terrific. It tastes really good.
Yeah.
It
Good.
tastes like a peach.
Yeah.
It really does. It's
good.
Oh, I'm getting it in my mouth. I love it.
Dev, bro. Make
Hire
me one. Make
him.
me one, bro. Make me
Hire
one.
I'll put half the packet in.
No, put the whole fucking
You
packet
get
in
the
there,
half
bro.
the water.
Wait, that's really good.
Bro,
How do
don't
you
worry
get it?
about it. I want it concentrated.
Wait, what's in it again? Turmeric?
Turmeric, pre and probiotics, and then baobab.
I feel like I'm no lie. I feel like I'm eating it right next to the core of a peach.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the
I
peach,
can't
yeah,
believe
organic
that.
peaches.
I can't believe it.
Dude, I'm telling you, his products are legit.
He literally just poured it into a bottle of water, and I'm drinking a peach.
No, more, man, more.
I know, but it's gonna be too concentrated.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, I swear.
Dude, do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah.
So I gotta drink one of these every morning.
Every morning.
To my sister,
Is that twisting your arm? Is that twisting
she's
your arm,
right.
Greg?
No, I'm in. I swear. Listen, I'm not kidding you. I can use a change in my life. So you know what? I'm gonna go with that. I'm going
Oh,
with that.
yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, man.
For real, 100%.
Wow.
Isn't that good?
Oh, my God.
Right?
Thank you.
I'm so
Like it
excited.
legitimately tastes like a peach. I can't believe it.
It is. I mean, it's
Willy
organic
Wonka,
peaches. Yeah.
You know? It tastes like a peach.
Wait till you try his blood flow, man. It's like
Oh.
it's like a beat to the face. It's really cool.
Yeah, the beets.
It's funny. I was gonna kind of segue into that with what I learned from the farm, what I learned from
That's
Promix,
great.
hydration, the electrolyte
That's
packets,
good
and
shit.
like,
It really is. I'm not kidding you.
dude, I'm always
Really
dehydrated.
is.
So are you. I mean, I don't know. I don't drink 4 cups or glasses of water a day. Then I started going to the farm. I started drinking the whole entire Promix plastic bottle, and like, I saw a change. I saw being hydrated. I worked out harder. I worked out better. And then again, the further education of what electrolytes do, and it keeps that, keeps that hydration in your body. The salt, the potassium. So anyway, Goldie's Ice Lab kind of stemmed from my friendship with Devon and kind of seeing what was needed out there. And I think most men like Greg, myself, we're all dehydrated. I mean, it's just a big thing. I mean, I hear it a million times a day. I hate drinking water. Water's, it sucks.
Sure.
And so how do you make it?
Or you have
again?
headaches.
Or you have headaches.
Or a lot of
Yeah.
people have headaches based on they're not hydrated enough, and they think drinking water is just going to hydrate them. But the
You piss
water's
it
not.
out.
It's going in and out. You
Yeah.
need the sodium. You
Yeah.
need the electrolytes inside you, and that will also help take away the headaches.
You have
Yeah,
anything for migraines? My wife gets them like legitimately.
She's probably dehydrated, and if you just gives her some electrolytes, guarantee it goes away. I'm not a doctor, but most of the time it's because you're dehydrated and you're not
I'll give
having
Devin
the
an honorary doctor.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're a doctor. You can always give me an exam
All right.
if you want.
Her migraines.
He could just
they're
start dressing up
debilitating.
as a doctor and
Yeah.
just selling knockoff pharmaceuticals. Everyone will start buying them. But
I
his
might-
stuff.
I might just start wearing
Yeah.
scrubs.
Devin.
with one of the what's the
Yeah.
thing called the
No, stick with the cowboy uniform, dude. It's working. 20,000 women from all over the world have
Do
just
both.
bought
Wear the
Depot.
lab coat and the cowboy hat.
This is
You'll be
great.
fine.
So-
I can't believe it.
So with the icy concept, dude,
Yeah.
I really think you should go CPG, man, straight in the frozen food section. And just
It's
knock
definitely,
it.
I mean, all the resources
What do
I
you
got
think,
from
Dev?
Pliables.
I think like icy. Would you do custard or anything? Like, would you? How the fuck would you beat Ralph's?
Well, this
That's what I wanna
this
know.
concept
'Cause
is-
Ralph's
I
is
like this
fucking good.
concept.
It's not, we're not in competition
Yeah,
with
but you
Ralph's. It's
are.
not competition with Pliables. What this is something that's unique. I mean, there's a new matcha bar that opened up in New York City. There's a line down the road. It's about health, wellness. Devin hit it before. 70% of your health comes from your gut. Goldie's Ice Lab is a way to make it more fun, more easy gateway for children, for men that Greg's age,
Yeah.
to get it into their systems. I mean, this
Yeah.
is easy enough to have Promix and put into a bottle of water, but now we're opening it to the masses where I'm going to make these ices with these cocoa whips. They're going to have collagens, D-bloats, all these good things from Promix. Electrolytes,
Yeah.
exotic waters. Devin's talking a lot about hydrogen waters, volcano waters, glacier water. So that's kind of the
You gotta
sneak
have
peek
Bobby
summary.
Boucher at all of your fucking
Bobby
openings.
Boucher.
bro.
It's
Well,
always
you know,
better.
all these kids now,
Medulla-
they're all
medulla
walking around with
Waterboy.
glasses,
Waterboy.
Yeah.
You might as well throw
Waterboy.
something in there so it tastes good.
Yeah.
I'm,
And it's elevating them.
Yeah.
My nephew, he goes to the gym, holds the water jug. Like,
that's it.
you put hydration packets in there. And again,
Right.
the ice, the
Yeah.
shore, everything.
Yep.
You don't have that there. So
My daughter that came down to meet you today, that's all she's got at home is all these packets and everything. My whole entire cabinet's filled with different kind of packets. And she just, use them because they're trendy and whatever.
And also, I'll back that. A lot of people try to go into these diets. Diets are very temporary. What's nice about Eat Clean Bro is like, I had a meal. Yes, I was starving. Grabbed a meal. Like it's not.
Which
I'm
one?
not thinking about a diet. The new
Right.
mac and cheese, the chicken mac and cheese.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah.
that
Um,
is good.
And
The crack one's my favorite.
I think diets are very temporary, and also diets pull people apart, right? Like, we're all at a dinner, and all of a sudden you're on a diet, and you're not having the chicken parm now. Like, come on, relax.
Yeah.
I also think within just in general, people aren't hydrated enough. I'm on a very liquid diet, and I don't want to use the word diet. I'm on a very liquid regimen. I'm constantly drinking the D-bloats. I'm constantly having the electrolytes.
Well, you're in the
I'm
sauna
constantly-
like a motherfucker, so you
I'm
have to.
always
Yeah.
I'm always
Seriously.
drinking, and by the way, that fills your stomach, right? Like get the vitamins that
Yeah.
way if you want, right? Shakes. I'm constantly
Yeah.
on this like liquid train, and I think that's why I like this concept a lot because it's just adding more liquid into your life. The hard, solid foods, there's nothing wrong with it, but when you're constantly eating hard, solid foods, breakfast, lunch, dinner, your body's just constantly working, trying to
Yeah.
catch up with himself. That's why fasting became so hot and popular
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
wow, oh my God, I gave my body a break for 10 hours a day. And oh my God, I lost a little weight. And oh my God, like I feel a little better. Yeah, give your body a break. Don't Don't make it constantly work,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I like this concept because your body's going to take it and it's going to hydrate itself and it's going to taste good and you're going to get the vitamins you need from it. And you're not just shoving this chicken parm and steak and this and that down your throat all the time. And you're going to start to see a difference in your skin and your mood and everything's you're going to have more energy. I can't eat food, like a ton of food throughout the day.
Yeah.
Unless honestly, and I'm not just saying this, unless it's an eat clean bro or something from the farm.
Yeah.
Because stuff from the farm, from the garden, from the cows we're raising, from the chickens, it's light, it's not processed. Your stuff, not processed. It's light, right? And it's proportioned perfectly. If I went out to
because the eat clean bro meal is very protein heavy, dude. Even like the meals that are higher in carbs, like our meals are very like the non-negotiable, like our small protein portions usually just always 6 ounces of protein, which is it's a good size, like even like a piece of salmon or shrimp or
Right.
I think that going back to business though, I think the most important thing to remember at this table is the generation that's coming up right now. Your daughter out there, the 20-year-olds, they're into health. They're not party animals like we were back in the day. They actually like being healthy. So again, going back to the business and looking where the need is, that's why I'm jumping into this Goldie's Ice Lab. That's why you've got Promix. That's why you do Eat Clean Bro. I mean, it is the next boom. Kids aren't drinking at bars as much as they used to. So Goldie's Ice Lab, this might be a social scene for them to go to and drink hydrogen water, glacier water, volcano water, electrolytes, and it's going to be a scene there. It's going to be cool.
I agree.
No, he's right. And they're drinking and they're looking for those small little cans that are fruity and fun. They're not, they're right. They're not doing like keg beers. It's just not happening anymore. These kids, it's not.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, we are, but they're not. Right.
Playing cards.
It's a great industry to be in as well. It's like it's a feel good. Like I can go to sleep at night knowing that our supplements and vitamins aren't just going through a manufacturer and you're adding some crazy flavor to it that partnership with Oreo and all of a sudden just because it tastes good you have all these chemicals inside you and actually your mood's off now and you're breaking out and like you're actually gaining weight, not losing weight. Like just because it says supplement or vitamin doesn't mean that it's healthy. Like look, you got to look at the ingredients. I think the more clean that you can make it, the more farm to table, like soil to down your throat you can make it, the lighter and the better you're going to start to see yourself.
Oh yeah,
soil matters. By the way, we're also like 97% water. So like work with that a little bit. You know what I mean?
You got to trademark that.
Soil matters. It does.
Soil does matter. That's why I bought the farm. It was the previous owners, 50 years. They owned the property, never sprayed any chemicals on the property.
That's pretty cool.
Before that, I don't even know if there was chemicals around to spray on the property. Yeah. It was built in 1836. Like it was the cleanest soil I found. And I mean, that's why I acquired the property. It was just clean and I trusted it. I'm like, I can, by the way, you throw a seed into the garden.
Yeah. And you got it at the best time too. Right? You got in right before like shit
pandemic?
Went wild.
I think so.
Didn't
Maybe,
you?
What, 4 years ago?
That's pandemic time.
That
That's
was
like,
good. That was like the best
that's
time.
When you buy.
I guess, yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, that was a good time. I was glad you were here, and I was glad to introduce you to the people of the town. Shout out to Marlboro and Morganville.
Love Marlboro.
Greg lives in town.
Yeah, right around the corner from you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go. I love the town.
He's
I
been
think it's
peeking
cool
at
town.
that gate. He's like, "What's going on in that gate?"
Well, yeah, because I saw before he bought it. I'm like that place is a wreck. And then when somebody bought it, I'm like, what are they gonna do with it? And that became you, and you just cleaned the hell out of it. Really nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, just trying to add something fun to the community.
But everybody's talking about you though in town. That's for sure. They're all like, "Have you driven past there? You know what he's doing over there? Oh my goodness!" They're the big talk of the town.
Good.
Just tell him Jim Jones lives there.
It's all positive.
I think it's Jim Jones.
There's no
pills.
There's not like alcohol. There's no drugs. There's no weird
that's not what the
shit.
moms are saying. That's not what the moms are saying.
It's just
moms
love to talk.
Oh, dude, especially
Marlboro.
Marlboro.
Oh my
they're
God,
all
forget
talking.
about
You
it.
can have a whole documentary on Marlboro.
They're all talking.
moms.
Yep.
Oofa.
They are.
Yeah.
We should do a mom's day at the farm.
Bring them over. Show
Bring
them what's
them
going
over.
on.
Come on over.
It'll stop. It'll cease all.
Put them on a horse.
I don't know.
Go pet a baby
I think
goat.
the FOMO is perpetuating the value
Could
of
be
Sweet
too.
Honey Farm.
Yeah.
Because they're on those Facebook mom chats and they're like,
Oh,
"What's
they're all
going
talking.
on?
They're all talking.
What's going on behind that white
They
picket
are.
fence
They're all
with the
talking.
cowboy? what in the world is going on back there?"
Stop.
Oh man, fuck! I had so much fun with this one.
We could
Yeah,
talk. We could
this
talk
was
all
good.
day long.
I don't want
We
it.
really could.
What are you guys doing tonight?
I'm going to pick up my dogs.
How are they doing?
They've been at 3 months of training.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen him on the farm at all. Holy
I know,
shit.
3
That's
months.
right.
I pick him up right after this, driving over there.
Oh wow.
I can't wait.
When's golf season start, Rob?
Right now.
Due process. It opened up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
Are you a member of Due Process?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Due Process, awesome. You played Due Process.
Rob's brought me there as
Yeah.
a guest. 'cause,
Next week?
Next week?
I'm
Yeah.
his
Let's do it.
I'm his
Done.
poor friend that he brings around. He goes, "Oh hey, here's this peasant Jamie. Would you like to throw bananas
Can
at him?"
I be the
Or
fourth
carrots.
poor friend? I want to be the fourth poor friend.
Jamie's a
please.
good person.
I love
right
it over
there.
there.
He
I-
networks well.
I have a
And
good
Devin
time.
too. That's the first time I met Devin was at Due, I think.
Oh, it was. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Are you
It
your Due Process as well?
No,
Oh,
I'm not.
there
I
was an
mean, I'm
event
not
there.
a big golfer.
I do what I think is golf.
Look, like he asked me, he's like, "Hey, we're driving around the cars on Sunday. Like, come drive." And I'm like, "I'm not really a drive car guy. I'm not really a golf guy, but like, I mountain bike with them.
Sure.
You know, I like to sauna.
Yeah.
I like to ride some horses. So I don't know if Due's really my thing. I mean, I love all the guys that do. They're
Right.
you know, or at least the guys I've met. Love Fazio. Love,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Love, you know, Rob and all the guys. But
I just like to go there, eat
It's
their
fun.
food, and play.
I like going because
It's so
I'll
good.
tell you.
every time I've gone, somehow
Yeah.
my shoes come off, and I just play golf with no shoes, and
You're
it's
just having a
great.
great
And
time.
it's just a
Dude,
good.
it's such a beautiful
It's a good
course.
positive
Yeah,
vibe.
it
It's
is.
gorgeous.
You've brought me there so many times. Like you start, and I love hanging out. I'm appreciative every time you bring me there. But then like you go to another course, and you're like,
I know.
you're just like you start to like be like,
Right.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And not realizing that like Due's like this ultra exclusive, expensive place to be. Your standards just get so high there. It's just such a beautiful course, and like, bro, there's times where you're just out in the open, and you're like, dude, this is majestic, like beautiful landscape as far as the eye can see. I mean, it's like Disney World, man.
Yeah. Dude, Devin bought a sick van for my buddy Sequoia and Salt. I mean, the thing is just absolutely insane. I have a cool camper van, and we were talking about it earlier. I bring my family out every year. We drive across the country.
Nice.
Stop every 5 hours. We don't sleep in it. We kind of stop at hotels.
But it's great though that you're seeing the whole country like
yeah,
that.
it's cool. And then going back to the education of the kids, it's cool. But
Right.
like,
Yeah.
we just joined that.
How does
ranch
that
out in
like?
Montana.
What do they do? Like they love being in the car with you guys, right?
Love
and the
it.
dogs.
Well, you get the big windows in there, and you drive. I mean, the first 7-8 hours suck. I mean, you're driving through like Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Right.
Then you get to like Chicago. Once you get there, and then you start hitting like
Things start to open up.
it starts opening up,
Yep.
and they look out the windows. They see horses, cows. Like they're kids. They can see a cow every 2 miles. Be like,
Yep.
look, a fucking cow, and you're like,
Yeah.
we just saw 400 of them, but they're kids. They love it. I mean.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then out west, and then there's this app called Day Trippers, and like the Jolly Green Giant,
Yeah.
you could stop and see like roads that we stopped at the Spam Museum, like just cool stuff.
The van life is awesome.
Van life is fun.
Me and my wife, we took a trip up to Lake George this summer. We're gonna start making it like a routine thing, just because it's like, it actually, dude. I don't know if you guys have been, but like Lake George, for
George
like
is
4
gorgeous.
hours away, dude. It's beautiful,
It's gorgeous.
and not that like it matters, but like, bro, it's actually a super affordable trip.
Yeah.
Like the dinners aren't crazy. Like when you're out at St. Barth's, you're dropping like crazy.
Also, by the way, like
St. Bart's is crazy.
it does matter. Like I don't know about you, like I built my company, with an amazing partner. He's built his, and like I still look at budget. Like I'm not like just blown. Like I still look, and I'm like, it does matter. Like I don't like just blowing money for no reason. Like if I see something, like I still try to navigate prices and like just be conscious of it, because like that's
Well,
that's how I grew. Like
I was
you're
gonna say,
not
that's your roots.
like,
That's where you came from.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like I still look
Right.
at budget and like,
And that's
look at-
why.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
just
have to.
feel like if you're, let's just say you go to Lake George, everything's competitive. Where if like you're in Ibiza,
Yeah,
you're not going to get a bargain anywhere.
yeah,
You're
that's
paying
true.
top dollar
Paying
for.
top dollar for
yeah.
everything
You're
you do.
getting a pina colada for
Yeah.
€35. You're beat. Like, oh, you're gonna go walk 2 miles to get one for €34. Like
Yeah.
that's all I'm trying to say. Like, we're at a point in our lives where if we're like taking our family on vacation, we're not gonna haggle for the cheeseburger. I mean, we might,
But I
but
think-
Rob might.
I think that is one thing that people get wrong about entrepreneurs. They think that an entrepreneur, they're rich, they don't care anymore. So I think that, you guys are proving people wrong that, if you come from humble backgrounds, you keep those roots within yourself, and that,
Well,
you're going to pick and choose what you're
yeah,
going to buy and how you're going to do it.
Well,
Yeah,
to
100%.
segue what you're saying, I can tell you for certain, when I was younger,
Yeah.
I was always like, oh, why are rich people such assholes?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they are, and it's because people in business, people like us, are used to every day waking up, and not to be paranoid or sound crazy, but somewhere throughout our day, every day of our lives, someone's trying to get over on us with a
Right.
neighborhood tax.
Yep.
Whether it's a guy doing your gutters,
Sure.
the guy mowing your lawn. Shout out to Nick Bauman, the best landscaper on the planet, who does not charge neighborhood tax. Shout out to my Uncle Kevin, who does paint, no neighborhood tax. But like typically, by the time you come across our table, we're so experienced with like bullshit and bullshit meter, and not like,
Yeah.
we're like, get the fuck out of here. Like we're not going to deal with you. So like a guy like Rob is so used to,
I'm still learning.
he just built a big house, a nice house, and construction is just like, but by the way, dude, Phil Murphy, not to keep bringing up his name on this podcast, but bro, he passed some consumer laws in New Jersey where like those construction guys who are usually so sleazy, you need to take a shower after you talk to them. Like they can't fuck you the way they used to be able to fuck you, dude. Murphy passed some shit like, If a contractor tries to fuck you, you could sue them and literally get them for like the entire cost of your house
Oh, really?
and get the house for
You
free.
hear this, Phil? No.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to fuck with Phil that
Nah,
way.
I'm not fucking with Phil.
Yeah. But basically, just in most cases, like the contractors start, they take your money, they don't finish the job, like they
They
do.
walk
Like,
off, right?
well, I don't know if you guys have had experiences like that. I know I have.
I've been fairly lucky.
I've
lucky.
been lucky. I get a good
I have-
resource of recommendations for contractors.
Just dude, it's insane. What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I have
I
this
know,
ranch
I'm
in
sorry.
Texas. I have this ranch in Texas, and
Well, that's
I
you're
mean, the guy,
beat, bro.
Oh my god!
You're not getting
The
any help in Texas.
The electrician. Oh my god! The whole contractor put a budget together, and by the end, it was 4x that, and it's not even like we were adding anything on. I was like, what just happened? And then all of a sudden, the electrician that came in, I'm not gonna put one switch in the whole house. Whole house, on and off.
Oh my god!
Every room, everything, one switch. I'm like, why'd you do that? He's like, you said you wanted one switch. And I'm like, yeah, in every room.
right,
Like, I don't
moron.
want 10 switches.
one master switch for the
Right, one
entire
master switch.
Oh my
That's
god!
ridiculous.
And I'm like, we have to redo this whole electric. We're still doing it. This was, oh my god.
pretty
That was
funny.
3 years
Honestly,
ago.
bro, I was making fun of Rob for having anxiety, dude. I'm about to have anxiety because construction just.
It's crazy.
Well,
It
even
just
last week, the
stresses
guys were
me
talking
out.
about it. How it's really tough, right? Wasn't was Alex was talking about how it's like incredible all the prices of things and wood and doing these construction things at his house, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
last week?
Well, we have a bunch of friends building stuff.
Right.
You know, my boy Jake's
But I
building.
think
some
he was
crazy
saying how it's cost him like he's into 6 figures now just trying to like redo his house.
his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, oh my
Crazy.
God.
It's
Man,
crazy.
I didn't want to bring this up. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you guys are
bro.
giving me anxiety now thinking
Well,
about my house.
let's not end on a bad note. I think this is incredible. I think we had a good time, right?
I had a great time.
Yeah, I
and,
think these are good.
I want to go to Sweet Honey Farm. Dev, I want to set up something, bro. I want to bring my smoker and cook. If you got chickens,
We
dude,
did
I'll
it. We
cook.
did it a couple. Remember, we did it last year.
Yeah, the weather's getting
se-
better.
There's 70 chickens. They'll be ready in maybe like 4 weeks.
All right, can I
so-
come by and see these chickens?
Yeah,
I gotta
so-
see them. All right.
Chickens,
All right.
duck. 20
Can
duck
you get a
right
pig
now.
there? My daughter keeps asking for a pig.
I can
There
do
you
a
go.
pig.
My daughter wants a pig
do
there
a
so
pig.
bad.
I have so much food scraps too. I could start. I don't know if you need food scraps.
Let's
I could-
bring the smoker over in the next 30 days
Yeah.
and do a fun little cookout with the boys and wives.
Tell me
and-
when. I'll
Let's
bring
do
the
it.
smoker.
Done. Come
and
over.
then
I'll bring my wife so she can tell all the other wives
Yeah.
that,
Let's do
that
it.
it's a good place.
Yeah,
You spread the word that it's
Let's
not.
spread the word, right?
Yeah,
I'll
we're just
bring,
trying to do good stuff.
all
Man.
right.
There's no.
we'll
yeah.
see if we get some players in the town over there.
Yeah.
And we'll go there, man.
Nice.
I wanted to touch on some business stuff, but I think like we covered some good stuff, man. I wanted to teach kids how to. Not even a big fan of raising capital, actually. I think people should sweat it out and figure it out before they bring on a partner who fucking hijacks their whole company.
Yeah,
What-
I think the biggest advice is just put yourself in their shoes before you raise money. Like, why should they put money into your business, and how are you going to return the capital?
Yeah.
That's it. It's very simple. I mean, it's not rocket
What do you
science,
think,
but
Greg?
don't just raise capital to raise capital and then say you raise capital when you don't know what to do with the capital.
Right. Well, and
Well, you
then
hit the
you'll
nail on the
get-
head, though, about raising capital. You said it's all industry related. If you're building widgets and you need capital to build these widgets and you don't have it, you either go to a bank or you bring on a strategic partner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. Playa Bowls, we didn't need capital. We needed a strategic partner that could, I don't want to say be the adult in the room, but lead us to greatness and get to that 300 location. That's why we brought them on. It wasn't about capital. And yes, I got to take some chips off the table and it was great for my family, but everybody's got different needs when it comes to
Rob literally made no money off Pliables.
Get out of
No, he didn't.
Pro
And
bono.
it's really mad. It's really sad.
Pro
you know?
bono.
This kid just left on the street with nothing.
Yeah, dude, what the
Let's end on that.
please.
Yo, no one asked Rob for a loan. He's got nothing. Zero.
Please, Rob, Devin, it was awesome having you guys on the show. It really was. What a great time. Right, Jamie?
Yeah, thank you.
It really was. And I don't even know how we're going to keep... every week, I'm like, how do we top it? And then all of a sudden, like, we get something like this going on. It was just incredible. It was good stuff.
Appreciate you guys
Really
having,
good stuff,
having me and us. And
Yeah, thanks, guys.
that was fun. That was a good little
Africa,
combo.
Antarctica, all over the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, boys.
Eat Clean Bro. They deliver fresh, healthy, chef-prepared meals right to your door. So whether you're into bodybuilding or weight loss or just trying to eat better without the hassle of cooking, Eat Clean Bro has got a ton of options for you. Gluten-free options, high-protein options, chicken parm with sweet potato mash, buffalo chicken, mac and cheese, turkey meatballs and pasta, teriyaki salmon with jasmine rice, and Eat Clean Bro delivers within 24 hours in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. So if you're looking to try it out or you want help picking some meals that match your goals, head over to eatcleanbro.com right now. Eat Clean Bro. That's where to go.
Where to go.
All right. So, Jamie, episode 3, what do you think? I think it was a great show.
The bro show key takeaway would be, never bend on who you are.
Right.
Right. Obviously, these guys stand by their products, and
That's
there's just certain lines in the sand they'll never cross, which was really cool. Like Rob was talking about his bowl. Devin was talking about his products, what's important to him. Soil matters. And
soil matters.
Soil matters.
Yeah.
And that was really it. Like never bend on who you are. Stay true to yourself. Do what you love. Keep the kid inside of you alive. Right. These are kids going on adventures and everything. They're very good friends of mine.
All right. So next week will be a lot of fun as well.
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
I like what we're doing, man. I like what we're building. 3 episodes in, and already I'm excited for episode 4, 5, 6. Like I just can't wait. I'm so glad we started this journey, man.
Oh yeah, same.
It's
Greg.
awesome.
Thank you,
Bros. We're out. This has been episode 3. This is the Bro Show. We will see you here next week for episode 4.
Thank you. Bye, guys.